Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 23 sees Sarada still knocked out after using her Mangekyo Sharingan Ohirume. So she's passed out, she's being protected by Mitsuki and Konohamaru, and they're being carried over to the first meeting spot where they met the Sand Shinobi. But this is the perfect time for Hidari to come into the battle and try to devour Sarada. There's no better time than right now. And it's kind of like, why isn't he just doing that right now? You know what I mean? And it's most likely because they're working on something else. Anytime where the other Shinju aren't appearing, it's most likely that they're doing something behind the scenes. Like when we didn't see Matsuri, she was kind of working on finding clues about Boruto, and then she stumbled upon Gaara and Shinki and fought them. And then the predicament that they're in now is because of, well, whatever she was doing or what she's currently pushed them to do. You know what I mean? But now Hidari has kind of like a straight shot to her. And the only people that can really defend her are, well, Delta now, and then Konohamaru and Mitsuki. But depending on what Boruto does next, if he shows up and Hidari also shows up, I don't know, maybe Hidari goes straight for Sarada. Maybe he sees that she's weak right now. Or maybe he's kind of like, alright, let's take out everybody else as well. It depends on the timing. It really depends on the timing. If Boruto shows up and then Hidari follows, then it's kind of like, oh snap, it's going to be another fight. You know what I mean? Boruto protecting Sarada and so on and so forth. Or it could be like, what is it? That like Mitsuki and Konohamaru have to hold him back and then Boruto shows up and yada yada yada. You know what I mean? Is it like that? You know, it could go either way. It really depends on when the Shinju want to make an appearance. When do they want to pop up and when do they want to go after their targets? Because for the time being, Hidari is the only one with like a clear target, like passed out. You know what I mean? So this is his perfect chance. You know what I mean? He's never going to get another chance like this where his target's like literally sleeping or passed out. You know what I mean? Low on chakra. So it's going to be, now is the time for him to go full out. You know what I mean? To go after her. As for Mamushi and Jura's going after Boruto, but he really wants Himawari to devour, and Mamushi needs to be in the village to devour Ada, and she's being protected by Damon, so we'll have to wait and see until that part. But I am interested in, like, when is the timing of Hidari going to come, and when is he going to go after Sarada? And is Sarada going to be able to fight him? You know, is she going to wake up in time to, like, confront Hidari and be able to, like, take it on round 2, you know what I mean? It's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see how, you know, Hidari versus Sarada happens again, or like the other Shinju going after their targets and fighting and having multiple different sequences of battles going on at once. It's going to be interesting. And so we'll have to wait until next chapter. Chapter 24, we'll see if Hidari swings back into action. See if he just jumps right in there and goes after Sarada and what everybody else will do to protect her. Because if Konohamaru tries to protect Sarada, he's putting the Thorn Bulb in danger. If Mitsuki tries to protect Sarada, he may not be a match for Hidari. And then Delta, with her backup, I don't really know what Delta is like. I don't know what Delta's like capable of against them. We haven't really seen her do anything, but let's just say for the sake of argument, like she can hold her own. You know what I mean? Sure, they got a good fight on their hands while Sarada's passed out, and then Boruto shows up, and we'll have to see where it goes from there. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think Hidari's gonna go after Sarada like pretty soon, next chapter maybe, or do you think that the others are gonna kind of like block and protect her, and then Boruto shows up and so on and so forth? You know, let me know what you think. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah,